What's going on? Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Live in the Tank with Keith Deyo and Aaron Hairston. Excited about the day, about the week, all that good stuff. Started off a little slow, but you know what? As we gradually grow, we know that there's going to be certain things we're going to have to challenge with, and you know what? Face them head on and let's rock and roll. So we got a great subject for you guys. The law of attraction, which is really important, and we talk about what that means, and sometimes we forget about how much we do attract into our lives by our focus, right? So before we get into it and before Keith jumps on here, I just wanted to check in real quick who we got on the line here, and let's go ahead and share some gratitude. So what you thankful for, and who's going to be our first one to go ahead and comment? Go ahead and put my Bluetooth away. A lot of times we get some feedback with that. So what's going on, everybody? How we doing? Suzanne, what's up? Energy Zone in the building. How's everything going over at the spot? Awesome, awesome. Great. What's going on? What's going on? Yeah, so it's kind of crazy. You know, we think about this snowstorm that never was, right? It was crazy. It kept switching back and forth. What's going on, EJ? Welcome to the tank, brother. What's going on? Awesome. Awesome. Keep Day on the building. Let's go. There you go. What's going on, man?
There you go. There you go.
What's up?
Everything's
Jack
up.
Miller, what's up, man?
I love it. We're having some people join us today that I know there's going to be some new listeners today, and that's the best part is they get to understand what they've been missing and look forward to now what they can receive. And the messages are coming so clear. It's faster and faster and faster, and the clarity is just blowing our minds that every day is better than the last. And that's a saying that, Aaron, we spoke about, right? You say, you think today was good? Wait till tomorrow. And that's the best part, because when you can look forward to life like that, oh man, like every single day, it's that cannonball effect. I mean, you jump. I think my bed is actually a cannon or a trampoline. It has an ejector thing. Like, we used to watch Knight Rider when we were growing up, right? Knight Rider had that little ejector seat. I feel like that's what my bed is made from. That I got the Knight Rider bed.
That's funny. That's awesome.
Boom.
You got the Hasselhoff. You got the David Hasselhoff.
Just one speed, all the way up. Just whack. Yep. And that's why, and it's that, you know what? I began to sleep much sounder because I hear this noise. It's like vroom vroom, vroom vroom, vroom vroom. It's like Kit, yo. It's got the little light in front. It's all there. I'm telling you.
I love it. So Keith, I was thinking about what you had said earlier as we were going through the BICE model, right? And expectation. And it came clear to me what we were having a struggle with expectation. And the thing that came to me was we have to eliminate our expectation of what others are going to do. Okay, but we have to be certain of what we expect ourselves to do, right? So we can really attach to that conviction. But it's the expectation of what others are going to give back, because automatically we go into that bartering mode, right? And we expect them to go ahead and perform something. We allow that circumstance to change who we are or what we're going to do. So that's the difference between expectation, whether it's your expectation or what you're going to do versus others.
Got it. And that goes right along the lines of outcome and our understanding of being detaching ourselves from that actual outcome, because the outcome is an extrinsic force that we cannot control, and it is not our duty to expect that outcome. It is now our calling to show up.
Right. That's right.
All right. I got you. Thank you. I love
so
clarity.
The law of attraction. No, oh yeah, always, right? And it was just beating me up. I was like, man, I can't wait to tell Keith that, because the same thing you said. You said, it's your relationship with that word, and it goes twofold, right? Because we do have a cause and effect in every action, and everything has someone else or something else involved in it, and that's the part that we have to detach ourselves from, something that we don't control and have to let go, right? And say, okay, I'm only responsible for my reaction and my response and my expectation, right? And what I expect for myself every day, and measuring that. So as we get into law of attraction, Keith, we talked about belief yesterday, right? And how important that is. And so as we start to look at where our focus is, okay, our disciplined imagination, our focus, it's going to help us to go ahead and to attract some things. And you talked about it this morning, how Dr. Wayne Dyer talks about the attraction factor, right? And what ends up showing up in your life. And we can either look at it as something, something happening for us or something happening to us. And we have that judgment, right? And so would you go ahead and set us off in regards to the message that you got this morning from Dr. Wayne Dyer and how we can elaborate and get the crew here fired up?
Yeah, Aaron, what was so profound to me this morning was I understood the law of attraction, and I had a question that was brought to me, and now we're massaging it into our conversations in order to connect with people at a deeper level. And the question was, what is your belief around what's possible for you? And that question it created so much clarity in ourselves, and then in our ability to get to the root of what is either stopping you or allowing you to succeed around your beliefs. Right. And so once you 100% understand something, it's that in that first step of believing, we know that belief creates a bridge between whatever action you're going through, the massive action that you're taking, and the results you're getting. The belief is the bridge, right? The belief is allowing us to go from one to the other. And so when we asked that question, I'm like, great. And I wasn't necessarily getting the deepest, most profound result possible, or the answer wasn't as clear as it could have been. And I woke up to a brand new truth. And when I woke up to the brand new truth and I used it around how it revolves in the law of attraction, was I understand that the law of attraction like attracts like. And that law of attraction is going to revolve around what you believe is already present and in abundance in order to attract even more. And that's the key, is it's designed to allow you to attract even more, but only more when it already exists. It will not give you more of what you're lacking, or it won't give you. It's not going to fill the void if you realize the void is there. It won't fill it, right? You can't say, "Oh, I'm so broke, I need more money," because you've already affirmed that the very thing that you feel the deepest is being broke. That is what you will attract. You're going to attract whatever your belief is that's closest to source. So wherever the emotional feeling started is what you will then attract more of. So that's why when people talk about debt or relieving debt, the very word debt is going to give them
more debt. Uh-oh, did we lose you, Keith? Can I get some thumbs up? Can you guys still hear me? Thumbs up, thumbs up. You guys hear me? Or did I lose connection? All right, cool. Thumbs up. Awesome. Awesome. So as we wait for Keith to come back on here, one of the things that we've been doing is really diving deep into Dr. Wayne Dyer, and he talks about this method of attracting what we have the deepest belief in. And it really was apparent when we start to realize the question that we ask people is that, what do you believe now? And your ability to achieve what it is that you seek out, because everybody gets excited about something new, right? Everybody gets excited about something new, the surprise and all that good stuff, that emotion, that feeling of newness. And then once you get into it, now the belief is going to either be that bridge or not. Okay. And so it's going to either hold you back or it's going to task you forward. And so as Keith gets ready to jump back on here, we're really digging into this ability to understand what our deepest belief is in regards to what it is that we're seeking, so that we can attract more of that, and we can adjust those beliefs, or we can adjust those things in that model that's going to allow us to overcome what it was that we have been through before, and we letting those things go and saying, okay, well, you know what, I increased my belief because of my challenge, or I haven't been building my belief, and so I need to search on that now. I need to focus on that now, and so I can say, okay, I am worthy, all right, of the abundance that's there for me. I am worthy of it, and that's where that push really gets done, is when you can say, okay, I believe I confirm that I am possible, that I can do this, and I must, I will. The whole, Eric Thomas principle. So it's really deep within that regard, right? And so that's where we're going to have to really work on our old patterns and our habits as we look at those things. Because again, if we want to attract more in our life, which is already there for us, we have to know that we're worthy of it. We have to know that we're worth that peace. And it's so huge. It's so huge. Keith, I don't know what's good, brother. I just tried to add you. It didn't accept it. Let me try it again. No answer from live video. I don't know, brother. I'm going to disconnect it. Yep, there you go. And then let's go ahead and try to bring you back in here. You got to love it. Got to love it. That. Add viewers. Add. I don't know, Keith, disconnect and come back on. And so how many of you have heard this principle, right? That, our belief at its deepest point is really going to dictate the outcome, and the things that we attract in our life. How many of you guys have heard that? Awesome. One thumbs up. What's going on, Brett? What's going on, Dustin? Doug, good to see you. Gina, awesome. Trudy, what's up? And as I started hearing this principle, I thought just saying the words was enough, right? And visualizing it was enough. And seeing it on the walls and plastering it all over my house, I thought that was enough. And little sticky notes, I thought that was enough. But see, what was missing was the fact that I needed to look deeper than just the spoken word. I was listening to Wayne Dyer, and he said something that was so profound. He says, you can't get wet from the word water, right? And so no matter what you call it, the meaning behind and the belief behind what you're saying is so much more powerful than the words. Right? And it's just like when you say, I love you to someone, right? The word is so easy to say. The phrase is so easy to say. But the thing is that if you don't deep down inside of you believe that, then what's going to show up in the times of struggle and challenge is the true belief of what it is that you really believe. The words are great, and the phrase is great. It's a sweet thing to say. However, it's going to be different. It's going to be a lot different. So as we progress throughout this afternoon, I want to ask you, whatever it is that you're working on right now, that you may be facing some challenges, some obstacles, things like that, look at the belief, all right? Look at what you're going to need to believe you are or what you need to become as you're going into that task. Because, see, this is what's going to ultimately relate to the outcome, right? And we know that the outcome's coming. That's certain. Right? The outcome is going to happen. There's going to be a result in the actions that you take. However, the belief model, okay, and the law of focus and the law of attraction, all those pieces that kind of come in really strong when the tough get going, right? That's where it really starts to happen. And now all of a sudden you say, okay, well, why did I get this result? I worked my butt off. I did all these tasks. All that was surface driven. And so you must go back and say, okay, well, what do I need to believe? Right? And what does this individual that does believe or has achieved it, what did they believe when they achieved it? Right? Because just strategy alone is not going to get you there. We talked a little bit about that. So thank you, Dustin, for checking in here. Dustin says, finding that belief and being true to it is where we all struggle to varying degrees, he believes. He says, it's easy to wake up every day and say, I want to be healthier. I want to be wealthier. I want to be a better person, etc. But to actually believe in yourself enough to take the first step can be so hard. You have to believe in yourself and the ability to truly pursue what it is that you desire and need. Thank you, Dustin. Not just in what you want. To want is easy. To want is lazy. Belief is truth and dedication. Wow, Dustin. Deep stuff. Good stuff, man. And believe you can do. Believe and you can be. That is so huge. So huge. Wow. That is a profound statement, Dustin, and it's exactly what we're talking about here because, again, the signs are all around us. People say yes to things all the time, right? All the time. And yes sounds like fun, but when it really comes push to shove and you look at yourself in the mirror and it's just you and you versus you, now all of a sudden it's easy to make up excuses and justify, right? That, you know what? I'm just tired today. I don't feel like it today. I'm going to go ahead and eat that today. I'm not going to go to the gym today. I'm not going to treat this person the way that I really should treat them. I'm going to treat them how I feel like treating them, or all those things, right? And respond better. And it all comes down to that belief. And it's huge. And it's something that grows with us, right? It either declines or grows with us. And we have to continue to look at the patterns and the results that we're getting so we can dig back and say, okay, well, you know what? Obviously, the tasks alone and the actions I'm taking is not enough. I need to find a model. I need to find someone who's achieved what I'm looking to achieve. And instead of asking them what they did, just ask them, what did you believe? What do you believe? Right? And what did it take for you to believe stronger in that area? You know, because the same thing happened to me, 6 years ago, right? I knew I needed to make some changes and adjustments in what I believed. I knew I needed to do that because my blueprint wasn't right. And it was going to continue underliningly giving me the results that I was getting no matter what actions I was taking. And it got frustrating, and it gets really, really disappointing when you look at that because you're just keeping it on the surface. But when you go it down and deep and say, okay, well, you know what, there's obviously something here that I'm missing. I need to find someone, right, that has achieved it and has continually to grow, and ask them not what they did, but what they believe. It's so huge. It's so huge. And be patient with yourself. I think that's the next struggle, right? Is wanting it now, right? And being such a stressed achiever, right? And you don't have to do that. You don't have to go that route, right? We could take things a day at a time, right? We don't have to just jump all in the pool, right? And not know how to swim. We don't have to do that, right? We can get into the low end, right? And just lift our feet up a little bit and try to tread water a little bit, take one step at a time and then gradually get yourself into the deep of it. Right? Because you're going to be able to build those foundations that's going to allow you to succeed at the end of it, right? And it's easy to win the lotto, right? You pick the numbers, you win. But how many of those individuals are still successful today? Not many. It's a very small percentage of people that actually are given things that are abundant, and they can't keep the abundance because their belief, their blueprint, the things that they have always had inside of them has showed up when it was time to be, and they weren't it. And so it went just like that. And so as we build that and we build that model, I encourage you. What's going on, Lakeith? Awesome, man. Good to see you, brother. JP, what's up? Joanna, what's going on? Stephanie, so you say that's you. What is that you? What is that you, Stephanie? The stress achiever part? Paxton, what's going on, brother? Is that the part that's you, Stephanie? Is the stressed achiever? I'm going to go ahead and grab Paxton here. And I think we all have that. Right? Because we want it now. We're all built on results. We want it now. Like, I want it now. It's almost like the Willy Wonka, the little girl. I want it now. And it's not even a question. It's just, I want it now. And then we get caught up. We don't forgive ourselves. Right? We put a lot of blame. We put a lot of, mistreating, misthinking. And then all of a sudden what happens is we just give up. We say, you know what? Maybe it's not meant to be. Those are the words. Maybe it's not meant to be. What is not to be? You? That's impossible. That's all you can be is you. You are you right now. And so what do you need to believe to change that? Awesome, Gina. Awesome. Billy, belief has to guide our actions and strengthen us during the times of challenge and in the times of celebration. Right? I mean, if you don't reward that belief in times of celebration, then you know what? Where's the appreciation? Where's the gratitude? Right? So it's a good point, Billy. Definitely we need to lean on our belief, but we can't call on God when all hell is breaking loose. We got to call on God with gratitude and asking for strength. More in times of gratitude, though, right? Because that's what he's given us already for free. And we can take that for granted, and all of a sudden we want to call out when we're sick or when we're given some bad news or something like that. All of a sudden, God save me. God has never left you. He was always there. You didn't have to ask for that. You didn't realize it. And so yeah, don't give up though. Absolutely, no. That's it. And Dustin's dropping some dimes here, Keith. He's dropping some dimes. Yeah. Justin says he has those same feelings. Nothing feels worse in hindsight than when you give up on yourself or cut yourself short. For example, when you're at the gym and you're on the treadmill and you decided you're going to attain a specific speed and distance, and as soon as you start to get tired and your legs start getting worn and the doubt starts setting in, no one will know it if you quit, right? But you, no one else would know, but you know. And the feeling that you get when you on yourself, getting yourself down and start cheating yourself, right? You start adjusting the speed, start going down, and then you steal your potential from yourself. Oh my gosh, Dustin, I mean, that's spot on, brother. Spot on. And so Keith, let's go, brother. So obviously I was able to translate a little bit of what you were saying. Go ahead and continue, brother.
Yeah, so phase 2 of that whole belief system. So you very eloquently explained or allowed us to all see what belief is and can be. And when you identify where the belief lies, now the next step, that's what came to us this morning, the next step. And that is not only what do you believe, but are you open, ready, and willing to receive whatever that may look like for you? Because we often, out of our own discomfort, deflect things that were brought to us on purpose, with a purpose.
Wow.
Because we think they're going to take something from us. So it is our preconditioned response to say, no, thank you, I got this, and rob that person. Yeah, we rob the person, we rob the universe, we rob source. When we say no, we're robbing the process. We're stopping the flow. There's no better feeling than allowing something to flow through you. And when it's flowing through you and you offer it to somebody with abundance or understands the law of attraction is now offering you something, and you tell them no. You know how many times I've had in the past where I've kind of scratched my head and I'm thinking, why does this person keep thinking I'm looking to take something from them? And so they're telling me what they don't have enough of. And the very thing that I have, I know will help them. And they believe it's possible for them. We've gotten past all that.
Right.
But for some reason, I couldn't figure out why they only saw the lack, or what they saw was this busyness and this inability to accomplish what we just talked about them believing was possible.
Right.
And it's because they didn't.
Right.
Yeah. Because they weren't open, ready, and willing to receive it. And if you don't make that agreement with somebody before the process starts, well, then you don't know what type of deception they're in. You don't know what type of demons they battle on an everyday basis. Because the deadliest of demons are the ones that even though you may believe in something, they still don't let you have it. And they're convincing you that either you're not worth it, or this isn't worth it, or you don't have time, or you got too many bills, or you can't afford it. When those demons show up and you don't know what to do with them, so you throw them out in a preconditioned response to everything that's brought to you, it's nuts. That is the number one form of suffering right there. That's loony bin time. But if we don't, but because it's a habit, and it creates certainty for us. And for most, it creates significance, because now they're steering and offering in the direction they desired, even though they've got no right to be driving a damn thing in the first place. You're absolutely nuts. If you have a belief but you aren't ready and willing to receive it, you're absolutely nuts. I want you to get out there and practice these two sayings. My two favorite things. I learned this from David Wood, one of our mentors. My two favorite answers to a question or a choice is yes and both. Yes and both. And if for the moment between us, for the moment it only looks like a choice where I can only have one, well then the two of us are going to figure out how I can have both. That's what we're here to do, is to figure out if what you thought you were offering me, or what I thought I was offering you, was only one option of the two. I'm not a 50% guy. I love to say yes, and I want both. Not only do I want them, I know that I deserve them. And I'm open, ready, and willing to receive any and all upgrades or possibilities you may have for me that may enlighten or enrich my experience in this very moment. I do that. I have that mindset every single time I meet somebody. I have that mindset every single day I wake up. Wherever environment I'm in, I'm open and I'm ready and willing to receive it, whatever that may look like. I love, Aaron, you've been with me when we travel. You've worked on this mindset as well. What happens when we go to hotels? Do we get the room we paid for, or the room we visualized? What happened in Vegas, Aaron? Hey, this is one thing that won't stay in Vegas. We will share with you something from Vegas. Open the vault and let them know what happened in Vegas. What did we anticipate, and what actually happened because of the way we affirm and how ready and willing we are to receive it.
Well, I'm going to take it one step further, because honestly, like,
and
I
then
know that
goes silent.
You got me? You got me? You can hear me?
I want to know why our Wi-Fi is cycling like that.
Nope, we got you, brother. All right, so I'm going to take it one step further, though, Keith, right? Because I know there's some people on here that have experienced that in their life. And so what I want to remind you is that we do it so often we don't even realize it, right? Where we deflect things and we deflect things. And we'll do it as a simple thank you. When someone says thank you to you, all right, how is your response? Is it you're welcome, right? Or is it no problem? Now, the no problem shows up a whole lot, okay? Because a lot of times people just do that response and they think that is, oh, man, you know what? It's okay, it's okay, it's okay. No, you just robbed that person of them giving you something. You quickly deflected it, right? And the first thing for you to recognize is that where else is that showing up? Where else is that showing up? Because here's the thing, if you don't believe, right, if you don't believe that you're worthy of receiving, no one can help you. How powerful is that? If you truly believe that you are not worthy to receiving, no one can help you, including you.
Yeah.
Okay? And see, this is where we can recognize where that shows up. Because I tell you, once we started realizing that, I catch myself at times. If someone says thank you to me, I used to just go, oh, no problem. And that was my automatic response. Now I go, you're welcome. You're welcome. I'm thankful that I could do that for you, right? That right there is so important because them thanking you is them showing gratitude and them wanting to give you, right? Wanting to give you something, wanting to give you some recognition and appreciation. Allow that to happen. Allow that to flow. That's at its simplest forms, right? And then there's other times, right, where we can go into this whole expectation part of saying, okay, well, I'm going to give it my all, right? And then someone else doesn't, and now all of a sudden we see the rejection come back because they weren't ready to receive what you were giving them, right? And now how does that feel for you? You're like, oh my gosh, that sucks. You know, I'm a good person. Why does this happen to me, right? See, these pieces are all little messages that we have to recognize because once I started to recognize where I can make those adjustments and I started to receiving, I mean, hey, listen, you know, a closed hand can't give nor receive. You know, a closed hand can't give nor receive. And so when you start realizing that, yeah, things start showing up. Upgrades start showing up. And you're like, whoa. You know, and the old you shows up, okay, and it says, oh, well, you know what do you want? Why are you giving me this? Why are you so mad? Right? All that means is that you're uncertain about receiving what you're getting. And so I invite you to forgive yourself from the old you and start opening up your hands. Nothing's going to hurt you. Okay, nothing's going to hurt you. It's okay. And there are some people out there manipulating and doing all that stuff. And I get that. But receive it, receive it, receive it, receive it. And say there's no limit to me receiving. There's no limit because once you do that, life will change. Right? And then you can forgive yourself. And every morning when you give yourself some recognition, receive it. Just like Paxton said yesterday. He said, got the eyebrows going. Oh, give it to me. And that was the message that he shared.
Give it.
You know, give it. I'll take it all. I'll take it all. And I love how Wayne Dyer says it, right? He says, you know, we walk around and we find a penny on the ground, right? And we're like, oh, what we learned about that? Oh, I'm a money magnet. Thank you so much, Lord, for this 1 cent or a dime. Thank you for these 10 pennies. Thank you so much. We're not questioning why it wasn't $1. I wish I found $50. Huh? Right? It's such a small thing that we do in our pattern, and it's because of our habits. So
Aaron, we got a story.
Let's go.
Around $50. I want to share with you a little story about P. Bola and how you turn 20 into 52. And he's going to show how the law of attraction is not only attracting it to you, but it's attracting it in such a way that it compounds. A compounding law inside the law of attraction. He's going to share it with you right now. You brought it up.
Hey, stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Yes.
I love it.
Hey. So, so it was amazing that we worked on, that we were all speaking about abundance and the law of attraction, because that was the message that hit all three of us this morning. And what I spoke on this morning in the morning juice. And it was amazing because as soon as I finished my podcast on my Instagram, I stepped out of my car today. And it's funny that you just said, oh, well, why don't we want a $50 bill instead of a penny? I step out, I look down, and there's a wet, soaking $50 bill on the ground, and then $2 next to it. I just say yes, like, and there was a woman next to me. She was like, "Oh my God!" And it was amazing. I had just finished saying abundance, because it is our birthright. It's like when we want to breathe. It's like think about when we want to breathe, Aaron. How many do you go? Oh, I probably should save this breath. Maybe I'll run out a little bit later. No. Yeah, it's like, let me hold on to this one. Then you're gonna take a dirt nap, right? So it's the same thing with abundance. It's going to continue to come. It's going to continue to attract. But the thing with law of attraction, a lot of times what we think we need to do is, okay, come to me, 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 come to me. Good point. People think that that's attraction, but there's twofold. We must give first in order to receive. Give without expectation in order to receive. So this weekend, a limiting belief of mine that I found was finances, that I live in scarcity, that I don't have enough money, or that my family didn't have a good relationship with money, so I can't have a good relationship with money. And once I squashed that limiting belief, and it's nowhere near what I believe now, I had $20 in my pocket. I had $20 to my name, really, before I got paid this week. I had $20. And I was walking on the last day. I was walking in San Jose. There's a lot of homeless people. There really is. There's a lot of people on the streets. And you start walking. You're leaving a Tony Robbins event, and you look around. And you're like, that was my limited belief, and just puts things into perspective. So I had $20, and I didn't want to tell this story for significance, but the way that is a great example because of the $50 I found today. So there was a homeless man, and he was asleep, and he had a hat. And normally, a week ago, I would have held on to that $20 and try and spread it out over this whole week, like for $5 here and $10 for gas, and maybe I could eat, and maybe I won't eat. And I said, you know what? I put the $20 under the guy's hat, and then I walked away. No expectation, no, hey, sir, wake up, here's $20. Just drop it and walk. And that created the vacuum. So what happened? I step out of my car today, and there's a $50 bill waiting for me. Now, when we understand the law of attraction, we must give first, and it compounds. The more you give, the more you receive. And I always thought it was a cliche. When I heard that, I was like, oh my God, I get it. Yeah, the more you give, the more you receive. It's true, and I've seen it in person. Now, it doesn't have to be money all the time, guys. It can be time, it can be effort, it can be your skills.
Yeah. Like,
a lot of times people feel bad for getting paid on the skills they offer. Do you know how many people are affected by a sale? Let's say, Aaron, you sell me something, right? Mm-hmm. And it's online. So the FedEx man gets paid because you made that sale. The distributor gets paid. Whoever made the website gets paid. And you can just list all these people. So stop feeling bad for making money. You're touching thousands of people's lives.
You're making a difference for somebody else.
Making money is making other people money. That's okay. And we have such a bad relationship thinking, I feel bad about making money. Well, yeah, I would feel bad if it was just you making money too, but thousands of people are affected by that one sale or that one trade for your skill. It's huge. So that's the abundant thinking we have to have. You're not gonna run out. Think of it like your breath. You're never going to run out of breath until your time's up. So don't hold on to your breath like it's your last one.
Right.
Why are you holding on to everything else like it's your last one?
I'm not going to blink either.
Yeah, don't blink. Like just you can't do it. So that same concept works in every part of our life.
Wow. Well, Paxton, thank you so much for sharing that, because again, we forget these little things. Right? And these are messages that have always been in our lives, and we've had a lack of belief in those phrases or in those sayings, and it always shows back up, and you're like, whoa, I heard that before. And so we want to thank everybody for checking in today. We had a great podcast today. We had a great live today. A lot of people checked in. Salita, what's up? Kristen, what's up? Awesome to see you. Elizabeth, Becky Helble, what's up? Ashley, good to see you. Mr. P in the building. Marine P, Sergeant P, what's up, brother? And, for all those out there, right, who have had limiting beliefs, or even at the deepest root, a level of holding back what you are willing to receive, right? Or become, obviously limited on what you can give. Just like Paxton said, you know, the universe is only going to work the way that you work, right? And so if you give, you're telling the universe that I can give and I can receive, you know, and so it happens in that order and not the other way around. If we are very restrained on things that we've been given to give, then you know what? We can't get any more. We're filled up. It's all full. There's no room. There's no room. You have to give out more room. And I love, Keith, you know, what we do now with the Secret app, right? You know, spending that money, you know, virtually to really allow yourself to see how limiting you actually are. And you know what I started doing? Whatever I can't spend, I give away. And you know what? I go through that app now like it's no business. I give it away. You know, in my app, I gave $15,000 to Make-A-Wish, just because.
Felt good, right?
It felt amazing. I was like, wow. Now I can receive more. That's the first thing I thought about. I said, wow, I just keep giving away, and it's incredible. And so for all those who have checked in, thank you so much. This is a live thread. Obviously, continue to comment, listen to this, share it. And for the hundreds of thousands out there that will listen to this on replay, continue to let this information just go into you, digest it, receive it, right? So then you go out and give it. Go out and give it. Don't hold it to your own. All right, y'all? And so we want to wish everybody a great Transformation Thursday. It's been great, right, Keith, so far? It's only been noon.
Oh, yeah.
We're ready to crush the rest of the week, man. So go out there, be great today. Thanks again for checking in. And you've been live on the In the Tank with Keith Deyo, Paxton Ballard, Aaron Hairston. Let's go, guys. Take care.